Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube segment, I'm going to be doing, I guess you could say, a follow-up on a video I had up previously. Some of you may remember. The video I did was about misconceptions about me, so I'm going to do follow-up on that. Not that many people are really going to care or worry about it, but I just decided to do it because I just felt like doing it, really. Well, first thing is that of course, some of you may remember I talked about, well, there may be a misconception about that I have, some women, clamoring for my attention or this and that, which is, far from the truth. And, I realize some of the drawbacks of being an older person now that, the things, something like that, those things just generally don't happen. Someone my age. So anyway, the next thing I want to get at, let's see, and of course the family situation, naturally that hasn't changed. I don't have anyone there, and I don't have, and going back to the women thing, of course, I mean, there's nobody here still. I'm still in the same situation, same place. The Colorado thing is still the same. I hardly got any response, and then I think a lot of this, the summation is supposed to be at the end of the video, but I'm going to put a little bit about it in this part. Is that what it really, I think what this came down to for me is that, it just shows you that, talking about something, venting, whatever, it doesn't really change anything. It's really going to have to come down to my own actions, it seems like, because I just don't have much support anymore. And it's something that I have to, realize there's something called a harsh reality of things. And this is one of those circumstances, situations where, people just aren't really going to be there for me that much at this point in time. And I have to accept that I might be destined to be alone and not have many people, in my existence. And, it's a shame I'll have people that will write me off, for some, insight into their charts. But I don't even know if I can remember the last time somebody actually wrote me out of true concern and was saying, Edwin, how are you? How is the living situation going? Are you finding a cheaper, better place at this time? And we don't do that. We're so consumed and dominated by self-interest. It's not even funny. And I think we become so engrossed in our own problems and our own world. We put almost everybody else, we slide them under the proverbial rug, and but that's just, like that song, that's just the way it is, baby, I guess, right? And another thing too is that what I want to talk about is the holidays being alone. Well, naturally, when you're alone, your holidays are going to be alone too. And for when I made that video, it was before, I believe it was before my birthday, when I talked about being alone on my birthday. I think the misconceptions video came before that. And of course, I spent not only my birthday alone, but then 4th of July alone, of course. And it's sad we become so snobbish and clannish as a society that we don't even think about, the people, like myself, that don't have anybody. And because part of it's because we're scared, I think, as a society, that we don't really want to reach out to people. We only know people on but through the internet. Like I talked to somebody recently, and she, basically had stated to me, and I don't remember, the exact words or anything, that she, may be hesitant about something because she only knew me on the internet, basically through what she saw and maybe through some video chat. So, that's the thing, and we always are going to find excuses, to separate, unfortunately, from others as opposed to integrating with them. And but that's just the way it is, right? And the thing about this too, another thing, let's see, the next thing I want to get at is that, I talked about, the fundraisers I had. Now, last month I did pretty good on a fundraiser, right, that I had for myself. It was a little startling. I had re-uploaded, fundraiser video for myself to help me just with basic subsistence, survival needs. And, I put it up on Friday, and we're already on Wednesday, and nobody put anything in there between Friday and Wednesday. Maybe I need to try a different time slot or something. And then I did a fundraiser for for a friend, and that gain, I mean, only $15, and like, I don't know, I think it's been, I can't remember the exact or precise amount of time it's been up. I think it's been up around 3 weeks or so. And $15 in 3 weeks, it's almost preposterous. I mean, that is obscene, having an amount like that. And, it just, terrible. You see, these famous people. I even saw something like, I don't know if this is actually true or not. It had been on some news clip that Donald Trump was having a dinner plate for like $100,000 for a dinner plate. I mean, I don't know if I might not see that, in a in an 8 or 7 year period. Let alone one meal. Could you imagine having that kind of money? You don't have a financial worry for the rest of your life. That must be pretty nice. It's something I'll never be able to, I can only envision and speculate on something like that, though, and it's kind of like being in a, I'd be in an alternate reality or parallel universe. But next thing I want to get at is that, when going back to, the Colorado video, some of you may remember I put up the Colorado video and, trying to move there. And I don't mean I need help actually moving there. I need a place that's, somebody to have a place there. And, I don't need like links sent to me or anything. I need somebody that's actually, somebody knows someone or whatever that's got a place over there, and there was very little response to that. And this goes back to, just the way it's going to work out for me, that I'm going to have to do virtually everything on my own, it looks like. And it's not always easy because I don't have, some of you may know, I have irrevocable nerve damage to my arms. I can't just snap my fingers and do things the way the average person can. Don't have driving ability. And there's just a lot of restrictions that I have to go through. A lot of people don't understand that. Someone told me one time that I needed to carve my own future. Well, a lot of times, that could be easier said than done. Um, it's easy for somebody on the outside looking in to say that and say, "Oh, look at him. He's a big boy. He's a grown man. He can do that." And a lot of times people say that too because they just don't want to be bothered helping you. I'm old enough to understand. One good thing about being an older person, I have some wisdom, I have some knowledge, and I know why people say things when they do, because they would rather, a lot of people would just rather have an escape clause than actually go out and do anything to actually help another person, because it's just too much trouble, obviously, for them. But another thing too is the fact that, let's see, what else do I want to get at as well. And of course, the income level, the near, I don't know what I'm actually at, if I'm near poverty level or at poverty level. Obviously, that hasn't changed at all. And the thing, and the reality is, the one thing I wanted to get at too is my, the viewership. Oh, so astonishing that it's actually lower now than it was when I made the video. It just keeps getting lower and lower. And people, they're just, boycotting the ship, so to speak. And I don't really know what's going on, but it could be some transits I'm getting. Maybe it's something in the universe telling me that I need to, move forward and get away from the astrology at some point. And because, there's no point making videos if people aren't going to watch them. And the thing is, somebody can write and say, "Well, Edwin, it may seem like people don't care, but that's not really the case." Well, the thing about it is, if people truly cared, they wouldn't be abandoning the videos, maybe due to the fact that there's no, I don't have the comments enabled. Because if people are really true fans of your videos, they would watch them through thick and thin, regardless of whether you have the comments enabled or not. And if they're using that as an excuse not to watch your videos, then they weren't true fans to begin with anyway. So, that's how I look at that. But let's see. Now, something else happened, interesting, shortly after I had I guess it was the Misconceptions video up, that somebody wrote me, and, her intentions may have been good, but she started to become critical with me, and she may have been just trying to give me constructive criticism. It was interesting because what she was saying was ambiguous to me, because she had said something like in some private messages that I had with some other of my fans or viewers of my videos or what have you, that I was negative toward them and said, some things maybe I shouldn't have said. I don't remember her precise exact words. But the thing about it is, I don't really know. See, if it was private, obviously, well, she's claiming it was private. Well, apparently it wasn't if the information got divulged. Or was she talking about conversations I had on my fan page? Where I commented something that might, not have gone over well, but it was just in defense to whatever was stated to me. So, I'm not really sure. It could have been these conversations I had with people on, Facebook Messenger that they just decided to reveal to others, or it could have been that, or it could have been something that was on the comments to posts that I had on my Facebook fan page, and maybe that's what she really meant, and she didn't mean really private comments. But anyway, and and the thing about it is, if you're gonna write somebody and give them some kind of support, don't make it left-handed support. Give the regular support, and being negative towards somebody is not going to help them in dealing with their situation. If you don't really want to help them, you don't have the means to do anything for them, but don't be negative on them, because that's not going to help a person when they're in like a situation like mine. It made me think of something I saw on online, right? And it was this guy, he put a post online somewhere where evidently he brought his vehicle into a mechanic, right? And the engine was like reverberating and shaking, and he wanted to get that fixed. Well, what happened was the mechanic worked on the vehicle, and he got it somewhat fixed. He solved the engine problem, shaking. But what happened was, he replaced the spark plugs, I believe, and some kind of coil he had to replace in the vehicle. What happened was, consequently, though, he couldn't get the accelerator to accelerate to the speeds that he wanted. He said something like it only accelerated to like 20 to 33 miles per hour. So I guess it was something with the accelerator. I don't know if it was just the accelerator or something with the overall speed of the car, but whatever it was, the problem was made worse. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes people might have the right intentions, but they just don't know how to go about it properly. So that's really what I wanted to get at. And there was something else I wanted to oh, here's the thing I want to get at. And somebody put in a comment somewhere where they had made a donation on my GoFundMe fundraiser, and they stated something like, well, that I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. And my response to that is that she said don't feel sorry for yourself. That's going to push people away. Well, first off, you got to have people in your life in order for them to be pushed away, right? And secondly, if I guess I wouldn't be feeling sorry for myself if that is the case, if that's how you want to perceive it. If I had other people showing their support for me. I mean, I'll be honest with you, even on my Facebook page, hardly anybody ever even writes me anymore, period, or asks me about my living situation. The main time people write me is when they need something, and it's not, it's no real message of support or really offering anything. I've been in this situation here for some time at this place where I'm currently. It's an extravagant rate. And I've been, I believe I put something in a video where I stated I didn't even necessarily have to go to Colorado. If there was something that somebody had for me somewhere, where I can get in it, because room to rent in a house or something that's at a feasible rate, I would be willing to do it. But the thing about it is just based on a convo I had with that person recently about being skeptical because the person only knew me through like video chat and the internet or whatever. Then maybe that's tied in to why I don't really get many responses, because the fact is, even though they know me through the videos and stuff, they haven't met me in person. I wish there was something I could do. I mean, I can't take I guess there's no online lie detector test I can have administered to me to prove my credibility. I would like to say though, the fact that you see me doing videos so consistently should tell you something. The fact, if you see me doing videos practically every day, I'm obviously not in jail. I can't be doing anything too bad, right? I mean, I'm here, I'm not getting in trouble or anything, but I do understand it's not even just about whether a person's nefarious or not. Sometimes it has to do with compatibility, and people don't really know, how things are going to work out sometimes until they actually have the in-person interaction as opposed to just having it through the internet. But that's pretty much what I want to get in. What I want to close with is that, the thing is, if any of my Facebook friends have see this video, and I want to say that please don't write me anymore asking for, insight into your astrology chart. The reason I don't respond to these is because these people don't even ask me anything about how my life, my living situation is or anything. So the reality is, I'm at a point in my life now where, for me, I shouldn't have to worry about, what these people want because they're not even there for me. And I'm just I have to be fair to myself. If I can't get love from anybody else, I got to love myself, right? And, and that's really what this, comes down to. Didn't Madonna sing a song, something like True Love, Oh Baby? I guess I gotta say Self Love, Oh Baby, right? I could make a little parody on that. Maybe that give me some views, right? If I can't get anything on my astrology channel anymore, maybe I can do so, through that by doing maybe that's Uranus near my ascendant right now thing coming out. Maybe it's time for a change. But anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Well, not astrological, YouTube segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.